with Brian Buccellato. How are you doing today, good sir?
I am doing above average, thank you.
Above average.
Yeah.
That's always great.
Yeah.
Now, for some of our people that may not be familiar with your work, what have you worked on in the past?
I worked on The Flash with Francis Manipul.
Awesome run.
We did the first 25 issues or so of the New 52. Worked on Detective Comics. Got a creator-owned series called Foster. Currently doing Sons of the Devil for Image.
Yes.
And right now I am on Injustice, and I have a miniseries called Deadshot with DC.
Now, recently, Sons of the Devil concluded its first story arc.
Correct.
We're jumping into our second story arc. First off, when does issue 6 come out? And from there, what's going on?
Well, it comes out in March.
Okay.
And we're actually going to be on a 6-week schedule because, I didn't want to get any fill-in artists, and Tony is able to work at the speed he's able to work at. Tony Infante. Amazing artist.
Amazing.
He pencils, inks, colors, the work all himself. So it'll be a 6-week schedule.
Okay, and of course, what are we now diving into with this next story arc? Our first story arc kind of ended with finally finding out we have our can't describe. He's not he's like a Satan worshiper. Is it kind of confirmed, but not confirmed?
Well, I mean, it's not Satan worshiper insofar as 70s panic Satan, but he's hi Dan. But he's made a deal with the devil basically.
Okay.
And he hears the devil in his head. He sees devil imagery in the mirror. This is our big bad, David Daly. And so the devil wants him to kill all these people.
Yes.
So he's not a Satanist because I don't view it as a sort of a Christian devil.
Okay.
It's sort of a more directly black and white, good and evil.
Okay.
So.
Now, what can we expect with this upcoming story arc?
Well, it was revealed at the end of
Issue
5 that Travis Crow's our main character. His sister is actually working with Evil Dad.
Yes.
And so you're going to see sort of manipulations play out as Travis is trying to find out the truth about his family and trying to meet his other siblings, while at the same time there's this activity going on around him and people are dying and bad things are happening. So Travis is going to have to figure out pretty quickly what the fuck is going on, or it's going to get really bad for him.
Now, with this next story
Can
arc...
I say fuck?
You can say fuck.
Okay.
We say it all the time.
Fuck. There you go.
With this next story arc, is it going to continue to be 5-issue story arcs from here on in?
Yes.
Or pushing it to 6?
No, it'll be 5. I think we're going to come to a stopping point after 15.
Okay.
So I'll have some kind of conclusion. It'll be open-ended. It's not going to be like the end of the story forever. But we want to get through 15. Tony's committed to doing 15 issues. It's a lot of work. And so, we're going to keep that train moving.
Okay, and then at issue 15, do you have any future plans for that? Or do you really just want to stick to this is what this story is?
Well, as a writer, you're always wanting to end a story but leave opportunities to tell more stories.
Yeah.
So I know what the out point is. I know what's going to happen. And hopefully it'll be a satisfying ending, but at the same time, there's absolutely opportunities for more.
How is it working on your own schedule and making sure that you yourself are in full contact with the artist and kind of working at your pace? Unlike how if you're working for one of the big two, it's according to their deadline and this needs to come in at X or Y time, and after that point, it's submitted, you kind of just wait.
Well, the big difference is the responsibility is on you. So, if you are a procrastinator and bad at managing time, then your comic book's going to suffer.
Yeah.
So it's really about the sort of the weight and the pressure of it all being on your shoulders. I mean, that's what creator-owned stuff is. Like, you're in charge. You get to say yes or no. No one gets to tell you shit.
Yeah.
But you're the one who's got to make it happen.
Yeah.
So there's good and bad to both. I mean, with DC, you have a support system. They tell you when things are due. They're the ones who are going to talk to the artists and the color and the letters, and you weigh in as necessary. But you have that whole support system around you. So it's different. It's like apples and oranges.
How's the writing process with Sons of the Devil? With you, as you told us, pushing yourself. Do you have music in the background? Do you have something in your head you're just like, I need to say it, and I need to say it this way?
Well, I mean, I tend to write with, I put on like TV shows that I've watched a million times in the background just for noise. I don't like quiet. I tend not to do music, but when I do, it's more like movie scores and stuff.
Okay.
As far as the content that I'm writing, I mean, I think about things quite a bit before I sit down to that computer. So when I get down to it, it's just a matter of all the stuff that has been swirling in my head, getting it out onto the page, and then revising as necessary.
Now, what types of movie would you have in the background when it comes to this comic?
What was I watching a lot?
I'm thinking like The Town That Never Sleeps or like stuff like that.
I mean, I like Taxi Driver.
Okay.
Things like that, because there's some movies that have like really great scores, and I know what's going on. I don't have to be looking. I don't really have to be paying attention.
Yeah.
I always have The Wire on. Like, I don't know how many times I've had the whole run of The Wire. Best show ever, all time. If you disagree, sorry that you don't understand why.
All right, let's jump on over to DC.
All right.
We have a miniseries that you're working on right now.
Yes.
It is Deadshot and Katana.
Yes, I'm doing it's called Suicide Squad Most Wanted and Deadshot Katana. So you get two stories. It's two 20-page stories. I'm writing the Deadshot story, and Mike Barr is writing the Katana story. So I'm doing all the Deadshot.
Now you jumped from a speedster to a detective to a cult, and now taking on an assassin. How is it transitioning to all these different characters?
Writing is writing, man. Like,
really?
Any writer who, I guess, wants to take the time to put out their best work and not hack it out. And this is not an indictment of anybody, but anyone who cares about what they're doing is going to take the time to prepare in any endeavor, right? If you want to be an athlete, basketball player, you're going to practice your jump shot.
Yeah.
So like you prepare for whatever the role is. If the role is to write a Deadshot story, you research Deadshot, you learn everything you can about him. You read what came before so that you know where he stands, and then you try to find a story that is interesting to you, that's personal, that has a character arc, but doesn't shit all over what came before.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to disregard that. Like, it's important that you understand where the characters came from, so that when you're writing your story, you're building on the myth rather than tearing it down and trying to replace it.
It always seems like everybody, when we do interviews, talks about personal. They always have like this personal story within that. Is it just so when you're writing this character, obviously you're not an assassin. I hope not, because I'll be running right now. But is it because...
I wouldn't be a good one. I have terrible vision. Like, you could probably stand right there. I'd be like, I got you. Nothing.
Just straight Pulp Fiction status. It's like all the bullets missed.
Yes.
Is it because
I would not shoot Marvin in the face either, even point blank. I'd probably miss.
Is it because obviously you're not an assassin, so it's like, what can I do that's relatable that you're able to write so the writing process is easier?
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone knows how to write or tell a story about a guy who can shoot people and jump from a building and all these crazy action sequences. Like, I think we all understand it. We've seen a lot of movies. We've read books, comics.
A lot of Die Hard.
We're all sophisticated in that way.
Yeah.
So that's not the hard part. The hard part is taking that character and trying to understand why they do what they do, and can I write a story that sort of exposes and explores who this person is. In Floyd Lawton's case, he's probably the only member of Suicide Squad who actually is suicidal.
Yeah.
And I don't mean suicidal that he sits at home with the gun in his head and wonders if he's going to pull the trigger.
Head in the oven.
he's not that weak.
Yeah.
But he takes risks. He's not afraid to die. And in my mind, I think he's looking for that next contract or that next mission where somebody's going to take him out, and he's okay with it.
Yeah.
So to me, he's very, very dangerous because he doesn't give a fuck. A person who is not afraid to die is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of exploring, well, why is he like that? What happened in his past? What does he need? At the very beginning of issue 1, I have a quote, and basically it says, the secret to living, this is me paraphrasing, is not just in surviving, but finding something to live for. And so that's kind of what Deadshot's about.
What can we expect in this miniseries in the upcoming issues?
You find out about his true past. There's some family stuff going on. It goes really bad for Floyd, and hopefully he will redeem himself. So I don't want to give away any more than that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Of course, Injustice is coming to a conclusion soon.
Yeah, we still got a number of chapters left, but we're marching towards that end of 5-year thing where the video game starts.
Yeah. So how does it feel when it finally came around to this last year and knowing, like, all right, now we have to drive towards the video game?
I mean, it's not like it was sprung upon me. So like, I knew from the moment I got hired where the end point was.
Yeah.
And so it was just a matter of how do we get all these pieces to the point that the video game is while making it satisfying.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a challenge, but I like creative challenges. I think it's fun. That's one of the fun things about writing is taking all these problems and doing creative problem solving. So for me, the fact that we have 20 issues instead of 12 gives me the opportunity to tell more stories and sort of touch on a bunch of different characters. We see Hawkman, we see Nightwing, we see all these characters. So this year is the year of the villains. It's not all about just Batman and Superman. I'm enjoying the ability to take the time to explore how this world is for everyone in this universe.
Yeah. And does it feel like there's less restrictions on this universe? Because specifically, it technically doesn't take place in, New 52
Sure.
or that type of world. This is its own video game world. So did it feel like you had more opportunities to talk to your editor and be like, look, I really want to take this in this direction. I don't feel like it's been done, but it's familiar, but something brand new as well.
Well, it's not that there's no restrictions because we know how it ends.
Yep.
So Superman's going to be Superman regime, so we know where the playground borders are, so to speak. But within that, I mean, it's very freeing and very fun, but it's not like, I can't kill Superman in it, obviously. Sorry, guys. Spoiler, he doesn't die in Injustice.
And of course, we must ask, we just got announced this week was DC's Rebirth. It's not a reboot. And according to our sources, it's not a reboot. What can you tell us so far about it?
Unfortunately, absolutely nothing. And they've been very hush-hush about it. I think that they're still sorting everything out. I think they've got, an ambitious plan. Obviously, they just announced all the books that they're going to do. They're doing Legacy and, the Jeff Johns video that they posted.
Yes.
I mean, that's as far as I know. Hopefully I'll get an opportunity to work on some of that stuff. But, all I can say is stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, where can they find you on the interweb?
Brian Buccellato, that's my handle on Twitter, and on the Facebook, that's my name. So there you go.
Thank you very much, Aaron.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.